What would you do to save $1? What would you do to save 20? What would you do to save $700? Yes, on homeowners insurance. We've been paying a total of $2,900 for the whole year for homeowners insurance. So if the weather gets crazy and the house is ruined, if, tornado, fire, etc., right? It's all covered. So you need it just in case the worst happens. But $2,900 was a little pricey. So I decided to do some shopping, but I didn't have a lot of time, and it took me a total of like 3 hours from start to it's a done dealio, everything signed. And I really would suggest you consider doing this if you have 3 hours of time and it's sometime in that Monday to Friday zone when they're going to be working and can get you taken care of. Now, we ended up going with our second place that we called. So when I think of insurance, the two companies that come to mind are Allstate and State Farm. They both have the word state in them. That's interesting. Anyway, so with Allstate, I called them, and the conversation lasted 10 minutes. They asked me some questions about the home, how big it is, etc. And once that conversation ended, they were going to email me within an hour with the quote of how much it was going to be. When I got off the phone with Allstate, I called the other one, State Farm. She asked me some in-depth questions, like is there hardwood flooring in the house? How are the countertops in the kitchen? So things that would make that price for the quote more accurate. At the end of it all, I didn't have to wait for a quote with an email or anything. It was just straight up on the phone. She was able to calculate it, and it was going to be $2,200. So $2,200 for the whole year. Well, $2,200 is a lot better for cost compared to $2,900. So it took me all of 5 seconds to calculate that decision. And we would be going with State Farm. But I hung up the phone and said I'd talk to my husband about it. But yeah, and I did, but we were definitely going with that option. So it's so much less expensive. $700, and it took me 3 hours. For sure. That's you can't earn $700 in 3 hours unless you're like a surgeon. Shop around for your homeowner's insurance. If it's too expensive, find somewhere else that's cheaper. There are so many companies out there. I just happen to pick two and go with the cheaper option because I don't want to spend all day calling, because I understand if you're a parent, a stay-at-home parent especially, your time is very fixed. Those kids are coming home in 7 hours, so you got to get your nap in if you do indeed take naps, or you got to clean the house, you got to do laundry. There's so much that has to be done. And this is one more thing to add to it. But it's the one thing that could save you so much money. Oh, and my kid just entered my office. And all right. If you're hearing some vroom vrooms going on, there you go. Okay. Anyway, so the point is, call around, get a deal, because look, we're all feeling the pinch of the last few years. It's been a little bit tight for food, if you haven't noticed, in the grocery store, and for just everything. Homeowners insurance is super expensive. It's when did that happen? But there is a way. You don't have to stick with one company. You can change it up. So do it. Good luck.